And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
There's certain things that will get me interested in something. One of those is marbles. When I was just at the recent Spiel Fair, Essen Fair, I saw marble ramps and marbles going down and anything. That always attracts me. Well, this is a game that's all about marbles called Potion Explosion. And the marbles come down almost in a way that looks like the old game Bejeweled or Candy Crush, or these marbles coming down and trying to get them in patterns. It's also from a company that I like a lot of the games, Horrible Games, and I love the artwork. I love how the whole thing looked. I hoped it was good. Well, let's find out if my hope is accurate. Thing revolves around this machinery here. Here you have marbles, and what you'll do is as the game begins, you'll load them up, you'll throw marbles on this tray, they roll into these holes randomly, and they come out here in rows. Each player is going to have 2 starting potions. Next to their thing here is their supply. You'll see these little holes in these potions. That's where you'll be able to place marbles. Now on your turn, you can take a marble from here. Now, you can take any marble you want, and maybe I want a red marble to put there. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to do a bit of a chain reaction. So if I take this red marble, for example, when that happens, this blue marble slides down and hit this blue marble. So I get both of those. So I got 3 marbles for taking that red one. And I could put, maybe a red marble here, a blue marble here, and then my other blue marble I would put into my supplies. Maybe on a future turn, I might take this, let's see, I'll take this red one here, which makes those 2 yellows hit each other, so I get both of those, which makes 2 blues hit each other, which means I get both of those, which makes the reds hit each other, which means I get those, which makes all those yellows hit each other, and I get those. I don't get those reds because they didn't hit each other, they were already together. Now that's a ton of marbles I just got on my turn, so I'm able to put a yellow here, a yellow here. I'm able to finish all my potions. A red, red, a red, and a yellow, and I'll save a blue and a yellow for the future. These 2 potions here are done. I have 3 left over in my hand. There's nothing I can do with those, so I'll take these, and I'll take these, and now both these potions that I finished are turned over and put in front of me. I'm able to use these potions for special abilities, and then all the marbles that I have left over are used. I just put here. If they stand on top of a hole, you just hit them over until they get into a hole that's empty. And you can see that this will refill nicely. Now, a couple things. First of all, you can always ask the professor for help. That means you take a token, which is worth -2 points at the end of the game. But what that means is you can take 1 marble out and then maybe in the future do something different to connect. So maybe I really want to connect these 2 blues here. So I ask Professor to help. I get this yellow marble. When you ask Professor for help, no explosions happen. But then I take my regular turn, then I take the red marble, which gives me both blue marbles. So asking a professor for help makes you lose 2 points, but sometimes it might help you finish a potion. Each potion that you finish is going to be worth a certain number of points, and they give special abilities. There's a whole list of potion effects in the game. There are 8 different potions. However, in a game, you will only use 6 of them. So for example here, this prismatic potion lets you change the ingredients that you have in your reserve pool here, and you can put those on any color, not just the colors that they are. This wisdom one here basically lets you grab any marble of your choice from the middle. After you have fulfilled your potions, there's going to be piles of more potions in the middle table, and you'll take from the top of those piles and add them to your thing. And there's all sorts of potions here. You can take 2 or more ingredients of the same color that are next to each other. This one here, you can discard a bunch of ones in the same color in a line. This one here lets you use a potion that you've already used. You can see this one here is also worth 9 points. This one here, you can take 2 different marbles next to each other of different colors. And so here you can take from the bottom row one of each color. So red, black, blue, and yellow. I could take all those with this potion. So when you pick your potions, obviously you're going to try to pick ones where the colors you think you can finish, or they give you a lot of points. But you'll take a potion. Once you've used a potion, you turn it upside down to show that you've used it. If you get 4 potions of the same type, or one of 5 different colors, then you will get one of these special badges here that's worth a bonus of 4 points, a skill token. There's a certain number of skill tokens that are available, and when a certain number of them are taken, for example, in a 4-player game, when 6 of these have been taken, the game will end up to as everyone gets the same number of turns. At that point, you take all the points and all the potions you've gotten, plus any points you've gotten from these, minus any points you've gotten from these, and whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. Now, not a potion explosion is going to be in the gimmick, right? The marbles coming down. Everyone's going to love that. Everyone's going to like putting the marbles in, and you get a big thrill when you take a marble and, ooh, made a connection, explosion. Ooh, made another explosion. Ooh, made another explosion. Now, what's going to happen, though, is that's not going to happen a lot of the time. You'll be sitting there, and this game can lend itself to a bit of analysis paralysis, where someone could sit there and go, okay, if I pull that marble, and I try to figure out the best. Especially when you have potions involved, because now, if I use this potion, and then I ask the professor for some help, and I do this, so I would maybe institute some sort of time limit, or at least some sort of, hey, come on, let's move the game along, for some players. Really, though, the game is pretty light. There's some bit of heaviness as to maybe which marble will give you the best thing, but essentially you're trying to get a lot of marbles. And you're just trying to get as many marbles as you can and then put those marbles on your potions. There's not a whole lot of strategy. It's more of a tactical, what can I do right now? What's the best move to give me some marbles? Asking the professor for help is minus 2 points, but it's often very much worth it because we usually let you get more marbles, and the marbles will let you do a potion at 6 or 7 points, so who cares if you had to give up 2 points for that. The different effects of the potions, you will find yourself having to look at the back of the book quite a bit, even though there's only 8 of them. But once you learn them, they're pretty easy, and I think some are better than others. Like taking the different colors on the bottom is better than maybe taking one of your choice. However, at the right moment, any single one of these can be very useful. Taking one of your choice and then the professor's help can maybe let you set up for a huge reaction. There's always going to be the fun of just putting the marbles in the thing, right? Rolling the marbles in, watching them come down the chutes. People are going to like that. And like I said at the beginning, this game is probably going to appeal to people who like games like Bejeweled or Candy Crush. I mean, it's not the exact same as those, but that idea of getting things together and removing stuff, that's something that a lot of people like. Well, now you have that in a board game. So this is a good game if you have someone in your life who likes those style games. Maybe it's you. Then this is going to be one. So it has a really cool gimmick, but the gimmick works, and it's a little bit of a brain-burning fun game behind it. The potions, I mean, there's a ton of potions, a lot of cool artwork. It comes together in a really good package. I would almost consider this, and I shouldn't say almost, I would consider this to be a gateway-style game, a game in which to get people into the hobby. Certainly interesting and unique and refreshing, and bringing a popular flash game, style game anyway, to board gaming. One I think a lot of people are going to like, Potion Explosion. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!